Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and welcome back to my channel. Hey everybody, it's me, Zach. Hi, hello. How are you doing? Well, I am back again because yesterday on Sunday, AMBERLYNN posted a new vlog. She'll also have one posted tomorrow, so come back tomorrow when I react to that. Which, by the way, tomorrow, February 4th, is my birthday. So happy birthday to me! Woo! I don't know. I'm just laughing because, like, I tell people all the time in cameos and birthday cameos specifically to, like, celebrate your birthday and have a good time. And it's important to celebrate birthdays because we live in a fucking hellscape and your body has been resilient and has gotten you through another year of living on this earth. And I think that that's really important to celebrate. So I've been trying to get myself in that mindset. I have lots of stuff planned for myself to celebrate this week. Listen, I'm getting dinner with friends tomorrow. On Wednesday, I'm getting a massage. I'm going to therapy. My friend is cooking dinner for me. So we're working on truly celebrating it. And which, by the way, as an early birthday gift to me, Lady Gaga released Abracadabra last night during the Grammys. And so it's just like, there's so much to celebrate. But sometimes I really do have to put myself there mentally. And it's like, girl, you're about to be 36. You're about to be 36. Who is she? Can you believe? You probably can. Or some of you are probably like, you're 36 and you act like that on the internet. I do. And will. And will. Anyways, AMBERLYNN does have a new vlog. We're gonna react to that. I did just want to say one more thing as a PSA in case you're not on her TikTok or you don't follow her on TikTok or you're just not on TikTok in general. She has posted a couple new TikToks that I've seen some chatter about on Twitter specifically. One of which appears to be maybe her returning to her thirst trap Lynn situation type of deal. It's just her trying to like look seductively in the camera and lip sync to some song I ain't never heard of. And the other one that immediately follows that is like a montage of clips of her and Tommy Salami and also like some clips of her seemingly crying, which I assume was something she filmed herself doing post-breakup at some point. I mean, if you already felt like the timeline was a mess because she's posting these old vlogs and now she's doing some of these live streams, don't worry because she's adding more confusion to it by posting things on the TikTok and we don't know when those things came from and whoever, whatever. I am fascinated that like Tommy seems to be pretty much over her and like has removed all signs of AMBERLYNN from her Instagram and privated her Instagram account, but AMBERLYNN is still out here posting these like montages of them together. I don't know if I really know what to make out of that outside of like, I don't know. I feel like if anything, maybe it's just being done to like cause some chatter or raise speculation. But I think overall, I still feel pretty convinced that this breakup is real, that this breakup happened. And I don't think that it's gonna come back around and they're gonna try to make things work or anything like that. It was clear by AMBERLYNN's response to Quirky Love Rosie that AMBERLYNN seems pretty upset about the situation, the breakup and everything, to the extent that she's jealous that somebody might potentially be reaching out to Tommy Salami. But I don't know. I mean, that's just my guess. That's just my take on the things I've seen. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But, you know, she's also posting like the thirst trap types of TikToks again, which a lot of people believe to be like her trying to put herself out there again, trying to find somebody, trying to have somebody slip into her DMs. Anyways, the title of today's video that we're reacting to doesn't give me a lot of hope on the day before my birthday, where I'm really just trying to have a haha and a hee hee. The title is Shutting Down Mentally and Sharing Emotional Childhood Photos, bar vlog. It just makes me kind of nervous because in general, the last vlog we watched was pretty sad and depressing. If you ask me, it did not give me a lot of hope. You know, it's tough because I think a lot of people expect me to have no level of sympathy when it comes to her mental health, but I think in general, I just want everybody to be better mental health wise. So it's not fun to watch somebody who is clearly struggling, and I've never denied that AMBERLYNN has mental health problems, right? And so I don't know. We'll see what happens. I also am curious about the childhood photo situation type of deal, because she shared a lot of that before. I never really know how to feel about her sharing stuff about her childhood. I think it's helpful in understanding her more, and she also talks a lot frequently about how she doesn't like to share a lot of that because she wants to protect that part of her. She doesn't want to face criticism for it. And she really does always typically have to face criticism whenever she starts talking about like the timeline of her foster care experience and things like that. So we'll see what it is once we get there. Let me shut the fuck up and let's just get to, shall we?
Hey guys, welcome to the new vlog. So today is January 22nd and I just wanted to come on here and update you guys because in my last vlog, like, I was going through mental health and I still am. I'm trying not to let it like get in the way of my everyday life.
I'm trying to think, every time she comes on here now with the dates, I'm like, what was actually going on that date? And I'm like, I feel like this has to be around the time that she was DMing me, right? I don't even know. I gotta go find those DMs. Where did she DM me that? Because it just feels like... What date did she send me the DMs on? Are we getting closer? Oh, she sent me that DM about Jordy's video and everything on January 25th. I just say that it had to be around that time because in those DMs to me, she did reference that her mental health had been really bad in recent history. So I was curious how quickly we're approaching that. So anyways, here we go.
Like, I really do just want to rot in bed, but I'm not going to allow that. I have to get up, you know, do my daily things and showered, put on a little bit of makeup because I do have quite a few cameos. So
I would like to know what her daily things are. Like, I got up and did my daily things. Like, what? What were they? I guess maybe she means, like, taking Twinkie out. I don't know, feeding her animals. Certainly not getting them microchipped, although I guess that's not something you would do daily, but...
So, I am going to be actress Lynn.
Oh.
You know, it's not really even acting. Like, I'm so appreciative of anyone who is actually, like, buying my cameos, because that's, like, your hard-earned money, and I appreciate it so much, so I really want to, like, give my all, even though, like, deep within, I am not doing the greatest. And last night, I cut my hair. I have been doing really good with that. I do it every 2 months. And
I wish you'd just go talk to a regular hairstylist, but I'm just really, besides the hair thing, because who cares? Who really cares? I'm just thinking about her saying she's going to be actress Lynn for cameos, because I think I understand where she's coming from, right? Like, certainly, you know, whenever you get in front of a camera as a YouTuber, you have to bring maybe a certain kind of energy, and it might not reflect how you're feeling at all times. Like, certainly something I can relate to. Like, I really come here and do my job, right? Like, I would do the same if I showed up to an office job or, like, a retail job, fast food job, service job. Like, you, to some extent, even if you're having a bad day, you gotta show up. And I'm kind of glad to hear that she's acknowledging, like, you know what? So many people do have to do that. And, well, I guess she's not necessarily acknowledging that, but she's acknowledging that she does have to, like, occasionally show up. I'm curious, though, about the acting part of it, because I think to some extent, like, cameos are intended to be personal, or at least that's how I approach them. And so I try to keep a positive attitude, but I also try to be as authentic as I can in the moment. And sometimes, a lot of times, people have asked me for, like, pep talks and stuff like that, which is always just like, it means a lot to me that people look at me as somebody who could give them pep, could give them advice, could help them. And then sometimes, though, I just am honest in those, and it's just like, I don't necessarily feel like I have the most pep right now. I don't feel like I'm an expert on anything. And so take everything I'm about to say with a grain of salt. And I think there's some level of, like, authenticity about showing where you're at in the cameos that can go a long way. Anyways, that was a lot of dissection of just her talking about being actress-led. But honestly, I hope that wasn't all criticism or interpreted as criticism, because I do think it's good that she, like, woke up and said, you know what, I might not be feeling great, but I still am gonna do some work today. Like, honestly, so many people have to do that, and that's so much more relatable to people. And if anything, maybe a lot of other people would be like, oh, it shouldn't be that hard to sit down and film a cameo, but I'm trying to see the positive, I don't know, maybe y'all will also be upset that I am seeing the positive. Actress Lynn, get to work, diva.
It's honestly drastically helping with my hair. For the longest time, like, I didn't cut it, and it's so easy, like, especially when you have long hair, to just trim it yourself. So I took off a few inches, and it just feels so much better. Also, since switching to Pantene, I have always stood by Pantene. I stopped using it. My hair turned to shit, but my hair has turned to shit for, like, a multitude of reasons. But now that
honestly, I just as much want hair advice from AMBERLYNN as I would, like, nutrition and dieting advice from AMBERLYNN. like this is a girly pop who hasn't seen a professional take care of her hair in years, and use, like, and no shade to, like, just, like, drugstore, Walmart, like, shampoos and conditioners and stuff like that. But she acts like they're life-changing, and people who, like, I think care about hair care would have more to offer in terms of advice than just, like, the Pantene at the Walmart, So, like, no shade, because I think there are products there that can work and stuff like that, but it's just, like, AMBERLYNN is not the expert on hair care that I'm looking to for advice.
I'm back to the Pantene game. I noticed my hair improving again. So I'm just trying to figure it out. It's just like a hair journey. So as much as I don't want to, because I'm still, like, down on the dumps.
A hair journey.
All the way to store.
A hair journey is so fascinating, because, like, what is this hair journey? Taking scissors to her own hair? Using Pantene to wash it? What a journey.
And I'm going to put my Christmas stuff in there. I also have this extra fan, so I'm going to put that in my storage as well. Alrighty.
I do appreciate that she is pushing forward on a day where she doesn't feel like it. As somebody who has had to do that a lot in, like, the past, 5 months of my life, like, I think that that's some of the more relatable content that she's posted in recent history, to be honest with you.
I made it safe and sound. So I'm going to take everything off my little wagon.
Why did we zoom in on that box? Watch.
Wagon.
Like why are we what did she accidentally show that she had to, like, zoom in on this particular frame for a little bit? Like, was something going on? I mean, I don't necessarily love that dress/shirt, whatever it was listed as on the Torrid website, but why did we have to zoom in?
I'll set this, like, over here in the corner.
Okay. I haven't been swaying, have I? Sorry, I just realized she was moving around. We're always, at this point, we're just gonna stop and do some sway checks, okay? We're just gonna stop and we're gonna check in. She's moving around. She's not walking necessarily, but she is doing a lot of moving. So I don't want to subconsciously be moving with her, Okay. All right.
Okay. So I put my Christmas stuff there. I am going to keep this in here because it takes up too much room in my apartment.
Isn't that...
When I need it, I'll just come get it.
Isn't that how you haul your groceries? Didn't she get that to haul her groceries, though? You're gonna come and grab it from storage every time you need to haul your groceries?
Here we go. I think Twinkie might have made a little...
Okay, she is...
doggo friend, by the way.
She is walking now, so I'm gonna straighten this back up. It's, listen, for a gay person, hard to do. Hard to do. But we're gonna sit straight up and as still as possible. Twinkie's meeting a dog friend. Let's go.
Before I came in here, I took her out, and I think we have a new neighbor, because I've never seen that dog before, but it was so sweet. Now I'm going to check my mail, because I have a couple packages.
Okay.
And I'm echoing, so I'm going to go.
All right. Ooh, the next day, January 23rd.
So it is January 23rd.
Okay, I can.
Is the next...
She's stationary. I can relax. I can relax.
Day, and I did stop filming yesterday. So just a real quick Amazon haul that I got yesterday.
Okay. Yeah.
I got another perfume.
Oh, thank God.
To do out with the old, in with the new.
Thank God. You don't have enough. You don't have enough perfume on that bookshelf behind you, Diva. I'm so glad you got more. This is kind of par for the course with Miss AMBERLYNN, if you didn't know. She hyperfixates on a thing and just buys a bunch of it. A bunch of it. She's done it with perfume, Legos, journals, wax melts, candles. I mean, you could probably list more than that, but it's a frequent thing in AMBERLYNN's life, and I am very interested in people who do that. That's why I'm very into, like, Dollar Tree hauls and things like that. Like, I am fascinated by the ways that people consume things and buy things on the internet.
See, all my perfume is here, which I will be actually putting it in my closet. I am starting like a spring cleaning, even though it's not spring yet. Just going through all my stuff and just like really cleaning from the top to the bottom. Ooh. It's enjoyable for me.
The tops and the bottoms. Okay. All right. What about the verses and the sides? What about them?
It's very therapeutic, and this behind me is looking absolutely hexicana. So I'm going to be taking every single thing off of here and just going through it all, dusting it, and then just like completely like redecorating. But anyways, so
this is gonna be some fun content, because what you can expect from her moving forward is we're probably gonna go through her jewelry drawer. We do that probably every 3 to 4 months, where she goes through and reorganizes her drawer because it gets messy, because she claims to have an organized system and it never is. She'll probably, again, we'll get to go through the perfumes. In the past, she's done like pantry organization over and over and over again. Just lots to look forward to, divas. So much in store for us this spring. Especially now that she's broken up with Tommy. Although maybe that will delay it a bit.
I don't know how to fully pronounce this, but it's acai something or other. And when I sprayed it yesterday, like, oh my God, I was like, damn, that smells so good. It's very florally and fruity, but it's like subtle. It's nothing too crazy.
I'm a nice subtle fruit. There ain't nothing subtle about my fruitiness, let's be serious.
Also, because Valentine's Day is coming up.
Oh, yeah.
I got these cute little wooden decorative pieces.
Oh, good.
It says Kiss Me, XOXO, and Be Mine. I thought they were super cute.
So cute.
And they just set up like this. So when I rearrange all this, I think I want to keep up this one all year round because it's cute and it's pink.
Valentine's Day is weirdly her aesthetic year-round, honestly. Like, and it really makes sense because she is so infatuated with the idea of love that it makes sense that she would want to decorate her home to reflect that. Like, she's so in love with the idea of being in love with somebody that, yeah, she wants the reminders all around her. The XOXO decorations, the hearts, the lips, the whoever, whatever. It's really starting to click for me.
So a couple updates. I did end up finishing The Housemaid's Secret by Frida
good.
McFadden. So another thing I want to update on is I finally have memberships. I actually did it today. So the memberships can change in the future, but for right now, we're doing Stream Queens again. And I'm going to be going live once a week, every Tuesday. It'll literally just be a membership live for me and my members. So definitely join so we can have that 2-hour live stream. And it's going to be super fun. And we could talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. It's genuinely...
my apologies for not covering the first week of it. Well, no apology, actually. Because I just didn't want to. And I am not going to do things I don't want to do. But what I will say is if you are looking for a recap of it, somebody did recommend Salty Crab, so go check out their channel. They have a recap of the first week. There's like something floating in the air. I assume that Salty Crab will do that for all weeks moving forward. I also briefly mentioned that there was some discussion about Beck. Apparently maybe also some discussion about Alexis. I think Alexis had a response video to it as well. In general, it sounds like par for the course for most of her live streams, even when they're not members only, is that there wasn't a ton of actual interesting stuff happening. I think she shared some scrapbooking journal things that she had done where she literally taped in Tootsie Roll wrappers into her journal. So it's just like, if that's of interest to you, I don't know. But yeah, I think maybe also she had all of like 20 people who are actually there participating in the live streams, which I do think could potentially be because she didn't like actually announce when she'd go live. She just said on Tuesday in general. And so it's possible that she had more members than that. They just didn't know what time she was actually going to go live. And so they couldn't plan to be there for it, you know? But anyways, just an update on that. If more interesting stuff happens in the future, I may or may not cover it. It just depends on if I feel like it.
It's just going to be a good time. So a second thing is, I didn't really know if I wanted to talk about this because it is such like a heavy topic in the community, but I have been struggling really hard with my mental health and I have been vocalizing that. I figured why not also mention this, but I do have a scheduled consultation with a therapist.
Also, I didn't realize I noticed so many people commenting consultation, like spelled like city council consultation. And I didn't realize she even pronounced it that way in different places on the internet. And I did just catch it this time. I did just hear her say consultation instead of consultation. But I was just so confused. I was like, why are you all spelling it out like this? And now it makes so much sense to me.
It is someone who specializes in BPD and CTPSD, which I have both of those things. So the consultation isn't for a while, so that's why I was like, I don't know if I want to mention this, but...
I believe she has verified that it was on January 31st. It was supposed to have happened this past Friday, in case anybody is keeping tabs, so hopefully it actually happened. Hopefully the breakup with Tommy didn't fuck that up. You know, cross your fingers, but we'll see.
I do want to let you guys know that, like, the ball is rolling.
Good.
Things are happening with that because I really do need to see someone.
Yes.
I am just not doing the greatest. And it's not really, like, my BPD in this moment. It's definitely just, like, anxiety and just, like, a lot of, like, external things that are happening. And I just feel like I'm shutting down mentally and I'm trying really hard.
Well, I also, and maybe she can learn some of this through therapy and stuff like that, but it's not, like, I think she looks at all of her diagnoses as, like, individual things. And this is, I mean, even when it comes to her health, I think she thinks about it like that as well. Like, she acts like none of them interact and impact each other, which was so frustrating to me back when she went to, like, the lipedema specialist, because she talked to that person like they were isolated in a silo away from all of her other doctors. And similarly with your mental health, like, you can't just say, like, it's not your BPD. Like, it might not feel like the general symptoms of your BPD, but all of your mental health impacts each other. You don't think that, like, your general anxiety has anything to do with BPD? Like, that's interesting thought concept to me. And maybe I'm wrong about that because I don't want to, like, portray myself as a mental health expert by any means. But just, like, common sense-wise, intuitively, to me it would make sense that, like, your anxiety is paired with your other mental health diagnoses. I mean, I have only ever been diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder and depression, and I can tell, like, like how my anxiety impacts me also being depressed and vice versa.
Not to let that happen, and that's why, like, I'm still vlogging. Like, normally, like, feeling like this would have sent me down, like, a space where I genuinely don't even know if I would have been able to get out of it. I wouldn't have been filming, I wouldn't have been productive at all, but I'm still, like, trying to be productive and trying to have a positive outlook in life.
Great.
But right now, it's hard, like, for the lack of a better term, and no pun intended, it just feels really, really heavy. I feel like...
Do you think there's some part of her that's pushing forward and still posting and stuff because she knows she just talked all that shit about me about me allegedly not posting because she wasn't posting and not because of my mental health? Do you think she's just pushing through because of that? I mean, I fully support her either way. Like, I do support taking a break if you really need it, and I also think there is something powerful and still, like, logging on and doing your job and pushing through and trying to make it work if you can, right? Like, I've had to do a little bit of both of those things in the past 5 months of my life. And so, like, I support her either way. I do just wonder, you know, if her words about me are echoing in her mind as she's, like, deciding to pick up the camera every day and still film. Because she knows she just talked shit about me and my mental health in regards to allegedly not posting.
Like, the weight of the world is on my shoulders, and it's scaring me. I have felt like this a few times in the past. I have been able to get out of it, so I'm hoping that obviously this time is the same as well.
Yeah, hopefully. Next day. Oh.
Hello. So it is the next
January 24th. So we're one day away from her in my DMs talking at me. Okay, great. Just in case we're where we're at, which also means we're just like a couple days away from the breakup with Tommy in real time. So there you go. I'm trying to make sense of the timeline. I hope it's making sense for y'all.
January 24th. So many numbers, so many dates. I'm actually just in the middle of doing some of my cleaning / productive rounds. It's definitely making me feel better. I'm telling you, my mental health is shit. And every single day I expect to wake up and feel better, but it's not happening. Being productive does send off some endorphins for me, so it does help. But, like, I just feel this sense of just straight up depression, and there's just a lot going on, and I don't want to keep yapping about it. I kind of just want to move on from that.
Okay.
Like, when it comes to, like, talking about it in my videos, of course, I'll take care of it privately because it's not good to just, like, completely ignore your mental health. But anyways, I wanted to update you guys on the puzzle I started and the Lego I started. So the Lego...
Forgot all about the Lego and the puzzle. You know what? The puzzle thing, she was making comments about, like, how it had the things on the back, like the letters and numbers and stuff on the back, but a lot of people pointed out that the listing for that particular, like, puzzle on Amazon literally identifies it as, like, an accessible puzzle for people with various disabilities that might benefit from having that on the back of it. And so it's like she literally just apparently looked past that. We would call that something like, when it comes to the Dollar Tree divas that I sometimes react to on Twitch, we'd call that a Dollar Tree blackout, where they were just, like, so in the moment of just buying whatever they could get their hands on at the Dollar Tree that they missed, like, really important, like, things about the product. So when they get to the haul, they'll be like, oh, I didn't know this, when it's, like, written directly on the package, right? I feel like that was an Amazon blackout for Miss AMBERLYNN Reed.
Doing is literally wasabi. Isn't it adorable? And this is how much I have completed. We have the little feet done. We're starting on the body.
I really do like that cat Lego. And also it's still not lost on me that she can buy a cat Lego, but she can't share with us that she's getting Wasabi or Twinkie Star microchips so that they don't get lost like their sister Rarity.
Does not look like a cat at all, especially when it's like facing this way. And then this is the puzzle that I'm working on. And that is how much has been completed.
Oh, wow.
I've only worked on it like twice. It is a lot harder than I was expecting it to be, but I still enjoy it.
Well, girl, it's got those things on the back that you said, somebody else might need help like that, but I don't. I'm a puzzle expert.
I'm LOLing that you guys can actually see my face right now.
Also, what is this angle? What am I supposed to be looking at right now? Is this like a table in front of her? Is she covered up? Is that like her legs sitting down or something? What am I looking at? What is the angle? What is the purpose?
I'm sure you guys remember that for my birthday video, I said that my mom gave me something super sentimental and I was going to share it with you guys.
Okay.
So I wanted to do that right now. I grew up in and out of foster care. I have 3 brothers. 2 of them were put in closed adoption. One of them, it happened almost right when he was born. And the other one I lived with for a while. I actually saved his life when he was a baby. He was my everything.
Okay.
My grandma Judy was also my everything. Obviously, so was my brothers James and Tony. So one of the hardest things I've ever had to experience was Jonathan being put up for adoption and my grandma Judy passing away. And it's almost as if I forgot what they looked like because all of that happened when I was very young. I was 11 when Jonathan was put up for adoption, and I was 13 when my grandma passed away. And I didn't know this, but my mom had a photo album from the time that I was actually in foster care. And this actually shows my brothers, my dad, my grandma Judy, me, during some visitations. And
is she gonna share photos of these people? I don't know. It feels kind of weird to show photos maybe potentially of her brothers, especially if they've like been put up for adoption or in other places in the world, other places in their life right now. Maybe they don't even want to be. I think she has communication with one of her brothers, but like certainly I think she said that she doesn't even know where one of her brothers is because it was like a closed adoption or something. So I don't know how I feel about you putting all of this out there on blast like this. This feels, I don't know, interesting.
And I wanted to share them with you guys. This is James when he was a baby. And since then, James is now Austin. And when he turned 18, he found me and my mom.
Oh, okay.
So again, here's James. Here's James and my dad. This was just like this little room that we got to have like visitation in. And then
I also am curious about calling him by a name he no longer goes by too. Like that feels also interesting to me. Like interesting in a bad way.
This was before James got put up for closed adoption, and once he was put up for closed adoption, obviously we were not allowed to see him anymore. So again, my dad and James.
It's also I also think it's interesting for her to put her dad out there too, because I think she most recently said that she's like not on speaking terms with him. Which, like, she doesn't have to be by any means, but then I'm just like, why put pictures of your father in your videos? I don't know. I feel like maybe some of these people didn't, like, maybe they did consent to this and I just don't know.
I ultimately started bawling my eyes out. This is Jonathan. This is literally the other half of my heart, a very, very big half of my heart. I'm gonna start crying. He was everything. He was everything to me, and there he is again. And that's me in the back right there. And then here is me, my brother Tony, and there's Jonathan again. And this is one of the last times that I got to see him. I had no idea that was actually the case because I did not know that he was going up for adoption. until it actually happened. And it really
Okay.
broke my soul. Here's my dad and James again. Here's my dad, Jonathan, Tony, and me.
So she has 3 brothers. Does Jonathan, I think Tony's the one that she's like in communication with still, or like knows about. I feel like maybe Jonathan is the one that they're, because it sounds like Austin reached out to her family and has reconnected with them to some extent after turning 18. But it seems like maybe Jonathan is just not in the picture.
So me and Tony were not put up for adoption, because we were so much older and people don't really want to adopt older kids. It's a lot easier for babies to be adopted. And another big reason is my mom just didn't think she was a suitable enough parent to raise 2 other children. And this is when I literally bawled my eyes out. This is my grandma Judy and James here. And then here's another one of my grandma Judy and James. And you can just tell, like I can tell because I remember her right here. She's so happy and I can tell that she's smiling. And it's just really sweet. More of James and my dad. I'm sorry about the glare, but there's no other way for me to do this. It's more of James, my dad, Jonathan.
Okay.
And here is my social worker, and then the lady that is supposed to like be there for our visitation because we were watched and there was notes being taken and all of that. Here's more of James. So this is actually in the trailer where a lot of bad things happened. A lot of bad things. So this is my
I'm always interested to learn more about AMBERLYNN that we don't already know. I think all of my hesitation with her, well, there's 2 main parts of my hesitation about her sharing all of this. The first part, which I've already said, well, actually, I think I've already said both parts in this video, but the first part is just like, I'm curious how much some of the people in these photos want to be involved in being shared on the internet. I would think that maybe AMBERLYNN used her best discretion, but it's also hard to say because I'm pretty sure one of her brothers, Jonathan, it might not be Jonathan, there's one of the brothers that, like, she has had no contact with since they were adopted. Like, she has no idea where that brother is in the world right now. And so I think, like, for me, that feels like, how can, like, are all these people consenting? But then the other part of this is just that, like, AMBERLYNN has talked about trying to hold on to this time in her life and keep that time of her life to herself because there's lots of trauma and she doesn't want people to be overly critical about it and things like that. And I just think that, like, this is a very sentimental gift, obviously. This is a lot of pictures from her childhood that, like, she's probably not seen in a very long time. And it feels just like something that, like, maybe would have been best to keep for herself just to, like, protect herself and protect her peace.
Tony sitting in the living room, and here I am, and it's like looking back at all of this just brings up so much memories. This door was open literally 24/7, so this was actually the curtain in the living room because that's the only place where we had room for the crib. So Jonathan's crib used to be right here, and this is actually where the curtain on the string wrapped around his neck, and I saved his life. Back here is the kitchen, and then behind me is like a hallway that goes down to like the bathroom and parents' room and other places like that. But like, this is crazy. It was genuinely so crazy. There I am, and I was a good kid. I'm not gonna lie to you. That is one thing that I had going for me is even through it all, I was a really good kid. There's
interesting.
James.
That feels like a fascinating, 1, thing to say, and 2, the way she said it. I'm not gonna lie, I was a really good kid. What would most people, I guess maybe you might have motive to lie about that. Like, I don't know, the delivery of that was fascinating. And seemingly also out of nowhere. Like, nobody was discussing, it had nothing to do with any of the other stuff she was discussing, really, in my opinion.
There's Jonathan again, and there's my grandma and James again. And I do call him James in these pictures. Austin does not mind, because his parents actually kept the name James. So His middle name is James. I just thought that was super cool that his parents did that.
I mean, as long as he's okay with it, then I guess it doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't. But I just, why not just call him by, like, the name he goes by? I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. If he told her that he's okay, then we just gotta take her word on that.
And then here's some more of him. And then the last photo is Jonathan again. Again, we were just, like, sitting in this small little visitation room, and that was one of the last times I saw him. So it's like, having this genuinely meant the absolute world to me, and I bawled my eyes out. You guys genuinely have no idea. Like, to have that, like, in my presence, and for my mom to, like, pass that down to me, like, just meant the world to me. But I do want to end this vlog. Okay. I hope you guys did enjoy it, and honestly, I'm sorry I've been kind of, like, Debbie Downer, down in the dumps. I'm actually going to be hanging out with my mom tomorrow, and I think that's going to make me feel genuinely a lot better.
Oh, you're hanging out with your mom on the 25th, but you still found time to DM me? Fascinating, because you said in the past, if you were at, like, a birthday party, there's no way in the world that you'd be on the internet knowing what was going on over here. So that's interesting. All right, okay. Wrap it up.
If I'm gonna vlog or not. I've been vlogging every single day, and I don't think I've stopped since sometime in November, but it's been, like, a nice outlet for me. Whether I'm sad, happy, it doesn't even matter. I enjoy sharing my life with you guys, or some of the pieces that I choose to share. But anyways, I am gonna end this vlog, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.
All right, I feel like the next video we get could potentially have breakup stuff in it. I feel like that could be coming, because I'm pretty sure the breakup happened on the 26th, because it was, like, the day after she was DMing me. But I guess I could be wrong, and maybe she won't vlog at all on the 25th, because she just included that of, like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna vlog. But she was being active on the internet that weekend, because she was also, if you recall, posting, like, the community tab posts about, like, if people wanted to do a live stream and this, that, the other. So it'll be interesting to see what the next video is. Interesting to learn more about her childhood, and also, like I said, extreme caution on my end about her sharing those photos and things like that. I have a lot of questions, but I think that's all I got time for today. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I hope you had a good time. If you're brand new here, consider subscribing down below. Hit the bell button so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. Make sure to leave me a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all my social media. I had so much fun today. I hope you did too, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!